Today I'm going to support you in creating your ideal client profile. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear client avatar, knowing who your ideal clients are from the inside out, what they want, and how you help them get it. Also, be sure to stick around until the end of this life coach training because I'm going to be sharing a free client clarity cheat sheet to show you everything you need to start marketing to the right people now. I'm KellyAnne Zielinski, and I help course creators and coaches to increase their influence, impact, and income. One of the most vital aspects of developing a solid coaching business model is to know with absolute clarity who you're marketing to. Here's the thing, coach. Clarity inspires action. Confusion breeds inaction. Your ideal client will hire you because you'll be so clear and certain in your messaging that it will seem as though you're speaking directly to them. This instantly builds rapport and that know, like, and trust factor that you hear so much about. But if you're not clear, then they won't be clear. And if they're not clear, it's highly unlikely they'll take action. Now, if this is something you've been struggling with, believe me when I say you're not the only one. I've helped a ton of coaches who've come to me after being in business for years and they still haven't honed in on a specific niche. Because of this, they're not seeing consistent results, their messaging is broad and vague, and oftentimes they feel like an imposter. So whether you're new to coaching or whether you've been in business for a while and you're not seeing the results that you'd like, if you follow these 5 simple steps to developing your ideal client avatar, you'll be sure to begin attracting clients fast. Step number 1, top priorities. When developing your ideal client profile, you want to start on the inside first. Step 1 is to clarify their top priorities and distinct qualities, which ultimately represents the values, feelings, and goals of your ideal client. Now, you may be asking yourself why this is so important, so let me explain. When you enter into a client relationship, you're entering into a collaboration. You see, it's never your responsibility to get someone results. Your responsibility is to guide them to get their own results through the roadmap you provide. This will include content, tools, strategies, and any techniques that you offer that are unique to you. Now, when you enter into a client relationship, you enter into an agreement that you'll both do what's necessary in order for the client to get results. If what you're offering is not a top priority for them, then it won't be enough to sustain them through those challenging emotions and mindsets that may come up. Now, let's use an example of a business coach. If a client were coming to a business coach to participate in a signature program that supports them in developing an online program, they most likely would value freedom, success, simplicity, and they most definitely would value personal growth, or what we call self-leadership. The top feelings that matter to them might be freedom, empowerment, and security, and their goals may be to create and monetize an online program, as well as to develop a solid funnel and execute a launch plan. Now, the important thing to think about here in this scenario is how their goals relate to their values and feelings. So by creating and implementing an online program, it will help the ideal client to create more freedom in their lives, support them in feeling empowered and secure, and create the experience of success. Step 2, challenges and results. The second step in developing your ideal client profile is to clarify the current challenges they're facing as well as the results they desire. Your clients are going to come to you because they have a problem you can help them solve. They'll know you're the right fit because of the language you use in your content, in your marketing, and on your website. A portion of the language you share will speak to your ideal client's challenges, fears, and pain points. Essentially, it's what's currently going wrong in their business or life, how it makes them feel, and what could potentially happen if they stay on that path. So if I'm continuing to use the example of the business coach who's marketing their signature program and building an online program, ideal clients may be challenged in knowing where to start in creating their program. They might also be feeling inadequate or confused and overwhelmed, and they may want a simple system to follow to get them on the right path, which will essentially be their end result. Now, this is very important to mention. When your ideal clients are coming up against challenges, you want to be very clear clear in sharing what appropriate communication looks like during your time together. Because here's the thing, most people come up against mental and emotional barriers when learning something new or developing new habits. Now, this is imperative to know before you enter into your relationship. And I know this firsthand because this is what I call my $30,000 mistake. When I was just getting started in business, I took on a few clients who were less than ideal, and this is how I knew they weren't for me. First, I felt like I was chasing them down for their business. Second, I had to overly convince them of my program's value. Third, they consistently didn't complete their soul work, which is what I call their homework. Fourth, they couldn't pay full price. Fifth, they didn't know how to effectively communicate the challenges when it came to mental and emotional barriers. And sixth, they weren't willing to move beyond those mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual barriers to receive results. Now, I can go on and on and on. I'm sure you could relate. So what about you? Does this sound familiar? If you've taken on clients who were less than ideal, then I'd love for you to comment below and share what you learned from that experience. What qualities don't you want in a client, and what qualities do you want in a client? I can't wait to hear from you below. Step 3 is sources of information. The third step in developing your ideal client profile is to know what their sources of information are. You want to know what your ideal clients are reading and who they're listening to and where they're hanging out on social media and who their gurus are. This will support you in knowing right off the bat whether or not they're the right fit. So for example, if the business coach attracts clients who are reading The Millionaire Messenger by Brendon Burchard and who have gone through B School by Marie Forleo and who loves to listen to Tony Robbins on YouTube, then they're most likely a perfect fit. It shows the business coach that the ideal client is already doing their research, it shows that they're willing to invest in themselves, and it shows that they're voluntarily working on their own personal growth. Now, if this video is supporting you in working on your personal growth, as well as helping you to gain more clarity on your ideal client, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the little bell to turn on notifications, because I'm going to be posting more videos on marketing, messaging, and how to attract more clients, and you don't want to miss them. Step 4 is time, energy, and effort. The fourth step in developing your ideal client profile is to determine the time, energy, and effort that's involved in getting results when collaborating with you. So what will it take for your ideal clients to be successful? How many hours or days or weeks will they have to commit? What types of activities will they be required to experience? Or what implementation guides will they have to complete? Or action steps they'll have to take? Clearly define and lay out what it will take for your ideal client to get results. Step number 5 is the monetary investment. The fifth step in developing your ideal client profile is to clearly and unapologetically share the monetary investment necessary to enter into a coach-client relationship with you. Coach, your ideal client will be able to pay for your services. It's your job to value yourself and your time, as well as to determine your packaging and pricing options with clarity and certainty so you can attract the right people fast. Congrats, coach. Now you know the 5 simple steps to creating your ideal client profile. As a reminder, the information for your ideal client profile is written directly in your signature program framework. It takes all the guesswork out, as well as all the confusion and all the pulling ideas out of thin air. So if you don't have your signature program framework, then please click the link in the description below to watch that video first. Also, if you understand the steps but you're not quite sure how to immediately implement, then go ahead and download the Client Clarity cheat sheet linked below this video. This cheat sheet will walk you through the process that you need in order to hone in on your ideal client and dive deeper into a specific niche to simplify your marketing and set you up for consistent client influx in your business. Lastly, if this video was exactly what you needed in your coaching business, then please let me know by liking it below, subscribing, and sharing it with your coach friends. Until next time, coach, keep building your empire.